Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I do my removal and nail prep. Alright, so I'm going to first start by removing my gel top coat off of my nails. I'm using my Nat Plus E-file with my ceramic fine grit safety bit. And I'm just starting by going around my sidewalls and my cuticles, and then I will go over the surface of my nail. As you can see, the tip of this bit is rounded and nice and smooth. There you can see right there, and that just shows you that you have a safety bit as opposed to other ceramic and carbide bits that have that sharp edge at the top. Ceramic bits are great for beginners if you're new to e-filing. They're great to help you avoid tearing up your cuticle areas, your sidewalls, but please don't ever use a carbide or a ceramic bit on your natural nail. No matter how fine grit it is, it can still cause damage. Whether you have a gel top coat or a dip system top coat, you want to make sure you remove that layer first before you go to soak off, because the acetone won't be able to break through that layer. So I am only going to show you my removal for my first 3 nails, and then I will do the rest off camera and then move on to what I use to remove my nails. So I will be back in just a second to go over my removal. Alright, so now all of my top coat is filed off, and now I'm upstairs in my kitchen because this is where I keep and do all of my soaking off. I have a bowl of rice that I've microwaved for 30-second increments for a total of 1 minute, and then I have my Onyx soak off acetone and my thing of coconut oil. I have a gallon bag and a paper towel, and I'm just going to put that in the bowl. And then I am going to grab a generous scoop of coconut oil here. When I first started, I used to only use like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of coconut oil, but my hands still came out looking super dry. So now I do like a huge scoop of coconut oil, and it really has made a difference. When I pull my hand out of the bag, my whole hand is like super shiny. Looks like I've been soaking my hand in straight olive oil. As far as acetone, I pour just enough in here just to saturate the towel, and then I will just stick my hands in here and rub my nails against the paper towel, and then I'm done. It only took me 7 minutes to soak off. I did, of course, wash my hands, and now I'm just using my cuticle pusher and pushing back my cuticles. And then I'm going to go in with this diamond drill bit. You want to pretty much only use diamond bits or sanding bands on your natural nails, just so that you don't cause any damage with a ceramic or a carbide bit. I'm not sure the exact name of this bit. It came in my kit. It's pretty much a really thin cone bit. And it has a kind of sharp-ish tip to it, and that is just going to help get under my cuticles and my sidewalls and just kind of push back any extra cuticle there, and also help to lift up some of that dead cuticle skin. So I'm just going to finish up with this bit, and then I'm going to move on to my diamond cuticle ball bit. This is my favorite bit for prep for cuticle work. It is like a cuticle sidewall exfoliating bit. It does not hurt. It actually feels nice. It's like a little massage there. But this bit is great for removing all of that dead cuticle skin there. So I'm just going to use this bit around the sidewalls and the cuticles of all my nails, and I do all of my cuticle work on my natural nails on a very low speed. Literally as soon as my drill starts to power up, that's what I leave it at. So for my file, it's at speed 4, and it doesn't stall out or anything like that. I'm being super gentle. I'm not pressing down. I'm letting that bit do all of the work. So I am just going to continue to let you watch me do my cuticle prep, and I will be back here in a sec. Alright, so now that that is done, I'm going in with my fine grit sanding band on a mandrel bit, and I'm just going around my sidewalls and my cuticles very gently, and then I will go over the whole surface of my nail, and I just want to remove the shine off of my nail. I think it's important to mention that, only removing the shine, because I think a lot of people, when they prep their nails for dip powder, I think they file a little bit too much on the surface of their nail. I do have this at a low speed, which is why you kind of see my bit go a little bit slow at times, and I'm fine with that. I could easily power it up more to make it not stall out at all, but I want to make sure that I'm not causing any damage to my nails whatsoever. And I'm again just doing this very gently, letting the bit do all the work. I don't need to press down. I'm just removing that little bit of shine that I have there. So I'm going to continue to let you watch me do this, and I will be back here again in a second. Alright, so I'm done with all of my e-filing, and now I'm just going to apply a layer of my dehydrator, which I just make myself. It's just a combination of acetone and alcohol, and I am just going to paint this onto all of my nails and allow that to dry for a minute and just dehydrate my nail really nicely. Dehydrator is really important with dip powder. It helps the dip to adhere and prevent lifting and all of that good stuff. So now, if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, then you guys know that I do peel off base coat. So at this point, if you don't do a peel off base coat, you can go right into your colored dip powder. But I do a couple layers of clear dip first. So for my first dip, I apply a little bit of my base just to the tip of my nail, and I will dip that into my clear. And I do kind of avoid my sidewalls when I do this the best that I can. I do still just go around them with my cuticle stick just to make sure. And I am going to just continue doing my tip dip in the clear, and then I will be right back here in a bit. Alright, so my first layer of clear is on. I'm just going to brush this off really well, get all that excess powder off. And yes, I'm using a toothbrush. I keep seeing a lot of people rant and rave about how using a toothbrush to brush off is such a game changer. So I just thought I would try it out and see what all the hype's about. So for my second dip here, I am doing a full dip. I do 2 full dips in total of clear, so this is my first full dip, and I'm just going from cuticle to free edge. And when I'm applying my base, because I want super thin layers, because after I do all this and activate and buff and file and do my peel base, I am going to go in and do 2 more dips of color and then a encapsulation dip in clear. I like to think about my base as only applying enough just to get my nail wet, if that makes sense. You don't need a large amount of base, in my opinion. You just need enough for the dip powder to have something to stick to. So that's just how I like to think about it. So I'm going to continue doing my full dips in clear, and I will go back and do 1 more full dip, and then I will be right back here in a bit. Alright, so now that my dip application is done, I'm going to go in with step 2, which is my activator. And I'm going to apply 2 generous coats of this to each of my nails. I know a lot of people only do 1 coat of activator. I like to do 2. It just gives me a little extra security. I know when I do 2 coats that all of that base and dip powder are going to cure and harden up properly. And I do also, as you can see, I wipe my brush off in between each layer on my finger. I'm not 100% sure if that's necessary, but I've just always done it because I always get paranoid about possibly contaminating my liquids. So then I go ahead and I let my nails sit for a good 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm again just going to go in with my mandrel bit with my sanding band on there, of course a fine grit. And now I have my e-file up to a 7, and I just want to smooth out that dip powder on there, make sure that my nails are nice and smooth, because when I do my peel base likes to go on a smooth surface. So that is all I'm doing here. Like I said, I have my drill turned up to a 7, and obviously that's because I now have product on my nail, so I'm not risking damaging my natural nail. So I'm just going to continue to smooth out my layers of clear, and I will be back here in a second. Alright, we are almost done. This is my last step in my prep before my peel off base coat. So I'm just taking my buffing block here, and I am just buffing up the surface of my nail. I do give it a quick buff underneath as well. Like I said, peel off base coat likes to go on a super smooth surface. So I'm just buffing up my nail, and then I do take my finger and rub it over the top just to ensure that it is nice and smooth. This helps the peel base when you're ready to remove them to just come off more easily. If your nails are still pretty rough, the peel base may not come up as easy for you. Alright, so then when I'm done buffing, I'm just going to use my little onyx brush and brush off the dust, and then I will wash my hands and I'll be ready for my peel off base coat. So that is how I do my removal and my prep for my base coat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!